All praises unto Yahweh Shem Shai. That will honor the apostles of GMS and honor chief officers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. I got this article here from Prepper Fortress, and I wanted to get into it because it, made me reflect upon certain aspects of the scriptures in the way they formatted it. Because they pretty much from the title, as you can see, it says debt super cycle will destroy the U.S. living standard overnight. Now, what comes to mind is how the Lord's gonna come as a thief in the night, man. Okay, so all of this destruction, notice how it's got a certain pattern and a theme, man. Like any good movie, you're gonna have a theme, man. Okay, and the theme is that all of these things are gonna come and they're gonna happen suddenly, man. All right, they're gonna happen to where people not gonna expect them happening. Where if they're gonna be caught with their, to coin the term, with their pants hanging down, man. All right, and that's the theme. That's the theme of the movie, man. So not only is it gonna be to where this financial thing with the U.S. economy, of which I was talking to a geezer today, and he thinks himself to be a learned man, but you know what the scripture says: if any man thinks himself learned, right? Pretty much you gotta come to the realization that you don't know anything, man. All right. And this dude thought he was on some kind of level, but really he don't understand what's going on out there. All right. A lot of these people, when they talking about the financial markets and recovery and so on and so forth, that's a perception of recovery, and really it's a deception of recovery. Okay. Especially the unemployment deception that they play out there. Okay. With these big corporations, what they do is they get a lot of people on 0-hour contracts and have them come in, right, when they want them to come in. Now, the thing with the 0-hour contract, as I brought out before, is that you can employ as many people as you like on a 0-hour contract, all right? But really, the actual amount of available hours might be just enough for one person, man. So now you can skew the numbers to make it look like there's a lot of people employed, but there's not actually a lot of people actually doing any work, all right? That's why you got it to where like a large quantity of Americans are on like two or three jobs because they kind of trying to juggle them, them 0-hour contracts to make a living, man. All right, and that's just the essence, right? Going to show you that this U.S. dollar is done, man. Okay, it's done, and really it's been long overdue because you had it to where all kind of financial analysts have said it should have been done already, man. Why? Because there's a pattern and a trend that has occurred in previous debt-based currencies, which all currencies are debt-based, all right, or which you can mathematically map out the end of that currency because it's all about bankruptcy, man. You carry on borrowing for a certain amount of time, you're gonna default, okay? And the very essence of the dollar coming into existence is it being borrowed into existence. Therefore, a default is always inevitable. All right, a default is always inevitable. Okay. Now, when you had it to where you had the gold back standard, the gold backs, now that was all right, man. That was like a safe haven because all your dollars were backed up by gold. It was actually a promise that there was an X amount of gold, and so you couldn't just print and borrow, man. But see, that's where you get it to where Esau comes in and he plays his system, all right, and he gets you borrowing basically out of thin air, man. All right, that's how these different analysts can say, look, this is gonna happen at this point, all right, and that's what's gonna happen at this point, and it's all mathematical, man. You can't. Hey, math comes from the word math, which means truth. You can't deny these things, man. All right. So without much further ado, let me get into this article. And it says, debt supercycle will lead you, debt supercycle will destroy U.S. standard of living overnight, all right, and leave society gasping and stupefied, of which these people are already stupefied and they're gasping, man, all right. You're already stupefied and gasping. Here it is. You go back 20, 30 years ago, the dude that was driving the car owned that car, man. Right? Here it is, you're sitting out there looking down on Jake and you're leasing these different cars, man. And I'm talking about Esau specifically, man. Because, Salakia. Alright? That's Satan right there. Okay? But really, because Jake knows how to live in a certain type of way, man. Right? Jake might get a little job that pays kind of well. He'll get himself a second-hand car, maybe 5 years old, but the thing looks still brand new, man. Okay? But them Edomites, man, fucking demon, man. Right? Them Edomites, man, the guys that been leasing cars and you've been buying houses and taking out all kind of mortgages and so on and so forth, you gonna be fucked, man. Okay? Why do I say you're gonna be fucked? Because that standard of living changing overnight is based off of one simple principle: interest rates. Okay? You borrowed a house and that interest rate on that was flexible. Okay? That's why you had it to where in 2008 all kind of people losing all kind of houses, man. Alright? They was looking at all kind of property. Why? Because they raised that interest rate and people couldn't pay it up. So they what? The bank it got repossessed, man. Okay, so that standard of living is it's overnight, man. It's going to change right overnight, man. And people that thought they was on some kind of level, just gonna bug out, man. Okay. And I'm gonna read about that in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th. In fact, I'll get it now, man. I'll get it now because it's relevant at this point. So it says here, I'll start from the 15th verse. So 2nd Ezra 15 and 15. It says, "For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight up against another, and swords in their hand. But they shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their action shall stand in their power." Okay, so you're gonna have governments set up and so on and so forth, and people gonna be so hungry, they're like, "Fuck this, man." We're gonna try to overthrow it. But that's really like the initial stages. Okay, when it gets really bad, they're gonna be begging for the government to intervene and stop them hungry, man. Stop them. They're gonna be looking for aid. Okay. They're gonna be looking for an intervention to stop them from that hunger and that thirst, man. And that's where the chip comes into play. And martial, obviously martial law is gonna have to come into play with that, because you're gonna, these people are gonna be asking for an order, and that order is gonna come by way of martial law, man. Okay, but that chip comes into play at them times when them people are hungry, because they're gonna have to say, "Well, oh, look, you can't just eat," Okay. And we know certain individuals that say, "Look, in that time I'm gonna have to." So they know. So they really, in that statement, if you're saying, you're gonna need the chip to eat, that means you know the scriptures. That means you know what's right, man. You're just being an asshole, man. Okay. It says, "And they shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to." Talking about martial law. "For because of pride, the city shall be troubled." So these people walking up and down the streets, looking down on the brothers pushing this word, the camps and all of that, man. They're walking and they're feeling some type of way off of a bubble, man. Off of an idea. Right? You have the idea of having money. You don't actually have money. You have the idea of having money. Who has money? Right? The Rothschilds, the elites. They can walk some type of way, but guess what? They can't really walk some kind of type of way, because what? Because they see the brothers, the same niggas that you call, the same people that you call niggas and this, that, and the third. They see them brothers at them corners pushing this word, and they know they have a time that's short, man. All right? They know that time is short. Okay? So they're damn near hastening the day, man. So hey, it's the year of the push for Esau too, man. Okay? He's bringing out all kind of different things on the mark of the beast, and all kind. Hey, they're going so aggressive on fucking Russia. Russia's like, yo, whoa, what the fuck is these niggas doing, man? Okay, right? Because what? Because it's like an unto being the year of the push for Esau too, man. All right, which goes to show you, hey, all of these things is spiritual, man. Here it is, you was doing videos, you getting 2 hits on the videos, you thought you was doing nothing. Here it is, the Most High had it to where that vibration was being pushed forth, and there was a reaction off of that, and now you got it to where the mark of the beast is being pushed hard. Okay, you got it to where the war with Russia is being pushed hard, man. You get into where all kind of articles are coming out on what, right? The impending doom that is the crash of the United States reserve currency, which is the dollar, man. Okay, so hey, this is it, man. Okay, right now, let me read a little bit more. I was still in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Salakia, get to the point. Right, the point is here, right, in the 19th verse. It says, "And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but he shall destroy their houses with the sword." So you're going to get dudes with guns and so on and so forth rolling up into a house. It says, "And they shall spoil their goods because of the lack of bread." Okay, and that links, hey man, that is prophecy right there being fulfilled. Okay, someone, they're talking about what's going to happen in the future. All right, but you're seeing that this prophecy really coming to light here, man. All right, overnight, your lifestyle's gonna change, man. All right, and let me get into a little bit of this and then really quote the scriptures, but I don't want to take too long. It says, um, all right, the editor's comments. It says the reality is sad, but the population is not prepared to face the great crisis at hand. Okay, what kind of preparation they're talking about? When you had the markets crashing all over the world and prior to the US dollar, which is in play right now, all of them currencies that played out back then, it was something very unique about them. Okay, well, a few things that were very unique. Okay, over the last sort of 60, 70 years or whatever, the population of the world it's just gone up exponentially for one simple reason, man. Because the scripture says if the wicked be increased, right, it is for judgment, and the day of judgment is coming very soon. So them ICBM nuclear missiles that ESO's been creating, all of that, they're being created really just to bring it back to that manageable size again. See, ESO's talking about this new world order of reducing people down to 100 million or 500 million or whatever. Really, it's the most size plan, man. You're going to think you're going to reap the benefits of that, really, but the most size going to have it to where we reap the benefits of that. Because them niggas going to have to come back to life, all right? We're going to have the pleasure of bringing them back to life, man. They're going to have their right mind. Speaking about the reincarnation of the 12 tribes of Israel, all right? And, as for the rest of the people, the most size going to have it to where whatever's going to happen to them happens, man. Okay? So it says there, overnight, and with the heavy force of a tidal wave, the greatness and normalcy of not having it to struggle to meet basic needs, the standards of living that prosperous Americans have known all their lives is on the cusp of utter destruction. So they're saying it's on the, and this is, this is not GMS that wrote this article, man. Okay, all right. This was written by Tom Chatham. I don't know this dude, man. I don't know this nigga, man. All right, but what he's saying is truth, man. Because on this dollar is on the utter cusp of destruction, man. Okay, and he's saying right overnight, man, your standard of life is just gonna fall to shit, man. And just to carry on with that point I was making with the population increase, now you're going to where you got more people that are out there. There's even more people dependent upon the government. But going back onto the 1940s and prior to World War I, World War II, people were self-sufficient, man. Okay, they grew certain things, they farmed. Okay. They knew how to take care of themselves without even really work, man. Okay, really, when you go back onto prior to the 1920s, 1800s, so on and so forth, work was tending to your farm, man. Okay, because your farm was your main principle of bringing forth food onto you. But now all of these people are dependent on groceries coming from X, Y, and Z and buying this, that, and the third, man. Really, that's not how it was going back. That's not really how it was going down going back into the 1800s. It was really Sainsbury's and Tesco's and Walmart. That's a new invention, man. Them things ain't 100 years old, man. Okay, I think Sainsbury's is like 100, 150 years old or whatever. But those are like new things, man. Supermarket, 1800s. You couldn't find that, man. Now they had markets, but what was markets? Markets was the excess of what you had produced, right, to feed your family, man. Now you might have a land that's really good for growing potatoes. But you might, you just want to eat potatoes all day. You might trade it with someone who's traveled somewhere and gone on a voyage and brought some rice from India or some shit, man. And then you trade it. That's how people, survived back in the day, man. Okay? So they're going to completely bug out now because, ain't nobody, a lot of people don't even, I had one situation when I was talking to one, it is what it is. I was dealing with this chick. And I bought her just a plant so she could look after. The bitch looked at me like I had two heads, man. Now think about that. What if it was a plant that's gonna use for some fruit? Okay, that goes to show you what kind of level these people are on, man. You can't put water in soil, right, at regular intervals for the thing to grow. That means these people ain't gonna eat, man. Okay. Now, really, when you go into it, these niggas, the Esau is so wicked. You take one of them seeds, and if one of them Monsanto seeds has blown onto that field or whatever, guess what? That's now officially a Monsanto farm, man. Okay. So you talk about self-sufficiency. There ain't no such thing as self-sufficiency anymore, man. Okay. It says the social service and pensions are being completely deliberately abused and precious and traded, right, undermined, looted, and looted from and neglected, only to accumulate impossible shortfalls in funding. It says the financial security for retirement and for those not working or depending upon benefits is all prone to to be deleted. It says what happens what happens if the Great Depression returns? Right, it says Americans were once rural, which was what I was just mentioned about, rugged and dignified. Today they are urban. Okay, and you ain't gonna have it to where all of them guys living up in that block of flats are gonna eat, man. It says delicate, debased, not to mention ignorant and dumb. All right, and I gave you an example of an ignorant and dumb person right there, man. And that's the average person out there for you, man. Okay, don't know how to set no traps or catch a deer. All right, which I think deer is lawful, but I ain't eating no deer anyway. But you get the gist I'm trying to make, man. You can't catch no lawful foods. Let's put it like that. Okay, you can't catch no wild cow or something like that, man. I wish there ain't no such thing as a wild cow, but you get the gist what I'm trying to say, man. Okay, you people are ignorant, man. Now I ain't pushing that prepper style mentality for you brothers to go out there and learn archery or some shit, because really the Most High is gonna look after his elect, so you ain't gonna worry about that, man. All right, the Most High will have it to where if you needed that wisdom, you already have it. Okay, all you need to know is that the Lord's gonna look after his men. The Lord's gonna Yahweh Shemi Hashai is gonna look after the elect. Okay, so pretty much with that, you can check out the rest of the article. The way I am, if I read all of this, we'll be here all day, man. Okay. So let's get into some scriptures. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter and the 3rd verse. It says, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. And what was they saying here? That super cycle, right, will destroy U.S. standards, standard of living, all right, overnight. Okay, all right, and that's the same thing here. Peace and safety, sudden destruction that cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay, and I like this scripture because this goes to describe to you what it was saying. Hey, didn't they say dumb and ignorant? Okay, they said the vast majority of these Americans, they used to be rugged and astute, but then they're dumb and stupefied, man. Okay, and that goes to link up with what it says here in the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter and the 2nd verse. All right, it says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee. Who is the thee? The 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and more specifically, because it's not no community movement or anything like that, the elect. Okay, right? So the Lord's gonna write Yahweh, because it's in all caps. Right? Yahweh Shemi Hashai shall rise upon thee, the elect, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Is not his glory being seen upon the men at GMS? Right? All right. Is not the Lord's glory being seen upon us? Okay, and pretty much, with that, I'm gonna say, Kal Halal Yahweh Shemi Hashai, double honors to the apostles of GMS. All right, if you want to check out the rest of the article, you can read it for yourself. Okay, and hey, man, stay up, because this thing, by way of all kind of different factors, this Esau's gonna be using to blame him really, by his own hand, deliberately destroying this economy and blaming it on something else or whatever, and then World War III with Russia and so on and so forth, right? You gotta stay on point, man. Okay, right? Shalom.